What's up guys, I'm TomFC7 and welcome back to a Liverpool transfer targets video. And I want to ask your opinion guys, out of these three strikers who are heavily linked with Liverpool, who would you sign? Let me know in the comments below. Would you sign Christian Benteke or Carlos Bacca or Jose Salomon Rondon? We will take a look at each and every player. I've made a video about Benteke or maybe two videos earlier. So let's talk about Carlos Bacca, who is a 20-year-old striker from Colombia, and he won the Europa League twice in a row with Sevilla, scoring 21 and 28 goals respectively for them. Last season he scored 28 goals in all competitions, 20 of them in the La Liga, and that's a great return. And he would cost about £21.5 million. That's his buyout clause. And also, he's not, a winger, he's an out-and-out centre forward. He doesn't like to drift wide, just like Daniel Sturridge or Lacazette. He likes to stay in the middle and just bang the goals in. And that's exactly what kind of type of player Liverpool need. And he also likes to run behind the defenses. He is pretty quick and skillful, and he's lethal in front of goal. And Liverpool exactly need a player like that who can score 15-20 goals in the Premier League next season, and who can suit Liverpool's high pressing, high tempo style of play. And even though Christian Benteke is also a very good striker, he likes to play balls delivered into the box. He likes long balls delivered to him where he can knock the ball down for the midfielders to run onto. And I'm not entirely sure if Benteke would suit Liverpool's style of play perfectly, but I think Bacca would slot into the Liverpool system with ease. And also Benteke's buyout clause is £32.5 million, and I think he is nowhere near worth that much money. And Liverpool looks like they won't be paying that. So it looks like Benteke will stay at Aston Villa, even though he didn't sign a contract which was put in front of him. Aston Villa wanted to extend Benteke's contract, but he refused to sign it. He has 2 years left on his contract, so it will be most likely a transfer saga which will run and run and run. On the other hand, Salomon Rondon, who is also a very good player, he's just 25 years old, so he's younger than Bacca, but he is not as prolific. He used to play for Malaga. He scored 16 and 11 goals for Malaga in 2010, 11 and 11-12 seasons. Then he moved to Russia, played for Rubin Kazan. He scored 13 goals in the first season. In the second season, he scored in total 20 goals because in January he signed for Zenit. So that was a good season for him. And then 1 year later he scored 20 goals again, and the Zenit won the league. And he was, I think, one of the top scorers in that year. And yeah, Rondon is from Venezuela, and I'm not sure how good he is exactly, because I haven't watched the many games where he played, for either Zenit or Venezuela. But he has a pretty decent record, he also scored 13 goals in 41 games for Venezuela. And yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, Bacca only scored 7 goals in 20 games for Colombia, but he only recently signed into a big European league. And I think Carlos Bacca would be a very, very interesting transfer. Rondon would be as well very interesting, but I would prefer Bacca because it looks like Bacca is more prolific. Rondon also suits Liverpool's style of play more than Benteke, because he's also a quick, skillful striker. And I'm making this video because signing a striker who can score 15-20 goals for Liverpool is absolutely vital. That is the one signing which will make or break Liverpool's season. We have a gaping hole up front in our team. And also we are linked with Firmino as well, who is a very, very good player. He's really a player that excites me a lot, and he's playing up front for Brazil, and he scored I think 2 days ago or 1 day ago against Venezuela. And Firmino, he scored I think 16 goals last season and gave 11 assists or something like that. Let me bring up his stats. So yeah, actually, yeah, Firmino, he was more prolific the season before last season, but he also gave a lot of assists last season in the Bundesliga, playing as a cam, and he has a really good record in the last 2 seasons. He scored something like 30 plus goals and gave like 28 assists in the last 2 seasons for Bundesliga side Hoffenheim. And even though Firmino was linked to Manchester United, they denied those rumors to be true. So it looks like Liverpool are in pole position to land Roberto Firmino. But if a Champions League club comes in for him, I think Liverpool will be. It will be very difficult for Liverpool to sign Firmino. So we need to act quick. Because you know, Firmino, he's a really creative player, and last season Liverpool lacked creativity. And also I read some scouting reports on Firmino, and it looks like he's not only a skillful player who has a great vision and passing and dribbling and pace, but he's also a hard worker. He's similar to Danny Ings and Luis Suarez in that he works tirelessly for the team, and that's a great feature to have in your team. And we need to add more creative flair players. We can't rely on Coutinho, because if Coutinho is still a very young player, if he has an off day, Liverpool looked toothless and lacking creativity last season. So we need to have another player who can unlock a defense with a slide little pass or with a piece of magic, a piece of skill, and Firmino would give that. So I would be very excited if we signed Firmino and either Bacca or Rondon. Let me know what do you think about this in the comments below. And also another update, Inter Milan signed Kondogbia from Monaco for a lot of money, like 25 million pounds if I remember correctly, which paves the way for Kovacic to potentially leave Inter and sign for Liverpool. I really hope that will happen. I think it would be a great transfer window if we signed Klein, Firmino, Kovacic and also Carlos Bacca. That would be a great transfer window, but I would also like to see Asier Illaramendi signed by Liverpool. It looks like Liverpool made a 60 million bid for Illaramendi, who hasn't played a lot for Real Madrid, but you know, they have a world-class team, so not many players can get into their starting lineup. And Illaramendi, it looks like we have certainly made a bid for him, because Marca, who is very close to Real Madrid, one of the biggest Spanish newspapers, reported on that last day, I think yesterday, I think. So let me know what do you think about all these transfer news and transfer rumors in the comments below. And thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome. See you later. Goodbye.